Welcome into A Toast of Film. I'm one of your hosts, Ebo, and guys, I saw 4 films in theaters, and we will have reviews for those because somehow heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Shout out to Nicole and the worst ad in movie history. But today, we're going to be discussing 4 theatrical releases. We have Death of a Unicorn. We have a Minecraft movie. We have The Woman in the Yard. And we have Hell of a Summer. All those coming to you. Going to keep this nice, short, and sweet. Easy breezy. Cover girl. But let's start with a good movie. Let's start out with a Minecraft movie. I know, shocker. That is the only movie that's probably getting a passing rating today. And, in the movie, Jason Momoa does some incredible Spanish in the movie that's very accurate. So I got me a nice little lime yarritos. They were on sale at Publix. Buy one, go one free. So we are toasting with a little bit of yarritos. So a Minecraft movie. I've never played Minecraft. Y'all know I'm not the biggest video game person. I don't know anything of the lore. I don't know anything. I didn't even know who Steve was. Had to have somebody explain to me significance of Steve. But Minecraft movie, Steve, he's a little kid, grows up to be Jack Black. He always wanted to be in the mines. He goes in mines, finds a cube, finds a little box, puts them together. Boom, Minecraft. It's not rocket science, people. And I got little Jack Black right here. Him and his dog, Dennis, gracing the studio desk. But this is from Jared Hess, who gave us Thelma the Unicorn, Nacho Libre, and Napoleon Dynamite. And when you say all those out loud, you see why this movie is as crazy as it is. This movie's very silly. This movie is very frantic. It's very loud. I don't think Jack Black says anything in an inside voice throughout the whole movie. Everything he says is screaming. I mean, just random folks he's screaming to. We got Jack Black as Steve, Jason Momoa as Garrett, the garbage man. Basically, like, he won a arcade tournament when he was a kid, and he never did anything else. We got Sebastian Hansen as Henry. Him and his older sister, Emma Myers, who plays Natalie. You'd know her from Wednesday. Their mom died. They moved to town. Both of them are kind of outcasts. We got Danielle Brookie, who plays Dawn. She's basically the real estate agent. They all go into Minecraft. They got to save it. We got the evil queen of the piglins. They're like these little pig goblin dudes. But like I said, this movie is it's silly, it's dumb, and it's a great time. We have a lot of bad in the world right now. A lot of things that make people very upset. A lot of things that make people sad. And a lot of people who are just worried. And so to sit there for, this 2-hour film and just have silly, goofy fun, I truly enjoyed it. You got the zombies, you got the chicken jockey, you got lava chicken. Like, there's a lot of things that people in the audience who appreciate Minecraft, they were really pumped to see and hear. There's a nice little tribute to a former YouTuber who did pass, Technoblade, little pig with a crown, very nice. But like I said, this movie, it's just simple and fun, and it's very childlike in that it's just silly and goofy. I mean, the dialogue is terrible. The movie is just loud. But like I said, I had a great time with the movie. I had a good audience. They were all in on it. And people are happy right now. And that's what we need. We need people to be happy. We need people to be hopeful. We need people to just take a break from the stresses of the world and have a great time. And I think that's what a Minecraft movie is. And you know what? Just because I'm interested, when I checked earlier, they were not up yet. But I want to see, because I have a feeling this is also going to help the weekend box office that's been kind of slacking. And I would be right. This is the biggest weekend since Captain America Brave New World came out. because Minecraft brought in $157 million. For comparison, that is what Snow White has grossed, period. I don't mean that to dog on the movie. I'm just saying that's another, family-oriented film. And if we look at what the budget is for a Minecraft movie, the budget's 150 million, so it has already surpassed its budget domestically. That's very good sign. They do a little teaser after credit scene, but a Minecraft movie, it's stupid, it's fun, it's enjoyable. You're gonna have a great time as long as you allow yourself to go on that ride. Because first you mine, then you craft. Let's Minecraft. I'm gonna give a Minecraft movie a 4.2 out of 5 cheers. I think it's a great time. You should check it out. Oof. And then we have the rest of today's films. All right, Death of a Unicorn, A24 release. This is from Alex Sharfman. We got Paul Rudd's Elliot and Jenny Ortega's Ridley, who Paul Rudd has to come meet his bosses. He's trying to advance his career, all this stuff. Richard E. Grant, Tell Leone, and Will Porter are the family he's trying to impress. Ritzy family. And boom, they hit a unicorn. And then chaos ensues. Also, shout out to Catherine Irby, who plays a video narrator. That was Charlie's mom from Mighty Ducks. Shout out to Charlie's mom. But Death of a Unicorn, it's not as funny as it should be. It's not as black comedy as it should be. Nothing about this is on the level it should or could be. The unicorns, to me, unicorns and Will Poulter are the only good aspects of the movie. And even then, Will Poulter, not the best. The unicorns, I love the design, but they're with really bad, like early 2000s CG. So I don't know what was up with that. But they do look cool. I'll give them that. And the lore is kind of cool. This movie, it's something that should have been either darker or more like slapstick funny. I think if it had cranked up either of those, we would have. But it was just trying to get everything in, but not really committing to any aspects. Because let me tell you, the unicorns do some cool things, but they're trying to do all this dialogue and none of it's working, honestly. Death of a Unicorn, I would give this movie a very generous 2.7 out of 5 cheers. I think the unicorn stuff is cool and Will Poulter is decent enough where it almost gets a pass, but I still can't do it. Now, if you do want a great unicorn movie, may I suggest, if you've never seen it, the animated classic, The Last Unicorn. This movie, banger city, great film. But next up, I hate to tell y'all, ratings are going down as we go. Next up, we have The Woman in the Yard. So this is from Hami Colette Sarah, who has brought us a bevy of films, let's just say. We have The Good, Carry On, Jungle Cruise, Orphan, House of Wax, The Shallows. Good films. We have The OK, a.k.a. the Liam Neeson's Pieces movie. We got Unknown, Nonstop, The Commuter, and we got The Bad, Black Adam. But y'all know how bad that is. But basically, we have this family. They're broke. They're living in this little house out on the farm. And this woman just shows up in the yard. And she's just sitting in the yard. And she's played by... the woman in the yard is played by Okui Wasali. I probably butchered that. I apologize. But this movie, I think... it suffers from the fact that I think the woman who played the mom and her 2 kids were terrible actors. And the mom is on crutches, and those crutches, you could tell, were just kicking that lady's butt because, I mean, it made this movie almost unwatchable watching her on these crutches, just hobbling around. It was terrible. Yeah, so the mom and her kids, they're such bad, I don't even want to bother mentioning their names. But I will say, I did think the woman in the yard did some cool stuff, especially she gets a couple scenes to speak. I thought that was cool. They do a cool effect with her hand involving shadows, I thought was cool. Let me tell y'all though, a side character, a side character, David, played by Russell Hornsby. Russell Hornsby's the man. He was Hank from the show Grimm, if y'all ever watched Grimm. This man in his side scenes outacted the entire movie. That's probably why he was in side scenes, because when he was acting, they realized how awful everyone else involved in the film is. But Russell Hornsby, he's the man. He was so good. But this movie, there's nothing satisfying. The horror's not quite horrific enough. And like I said, the family is so bad, you never feel the sympathy you need just because they're so annoying, so bad acting. The woman in the yard, it's fine, whatever. I give them credit on a couple of aspects. Like I said, with the woman in the yard, I give them credit for Russell Hornsby's brief scenes, and I give them credit that, slight spoiler, this movie does not end on a happy note. So, you always got to give horror some credit with that. So, altogether, that brings me to a 1.4 out of 5. This movie, I don't think is worth your time, but I could be mistaken. Wait for streaming. Last movie, and I just came from this movie. It's storming out here, but I went out and I saw Hell of a Summer. So this is written, directed, and starring Finn Wolfhard and Billy Burke. And I guess these two kids, they're friends, but they were pretty bad. Their characters were. The main two people I'll say, you got Fred Hockinger as Jason, who's like the oldest. Everyone's like, why are you still a camp counselor? You're way too old for this. But he just loves Camp Pineway. And old Abby Quinn, who plays Claire, she was in Knock at the Cabin. This movie, it's almost as if you took bodies, and they slashed them. And you made it, you combine those along with some other elements, and then you just, take the quality down a notch, which is saying something because I'm not too fond of either of those. But this movie, everyone is like a caricature of something, it's like, oh, let's take all the most, my gosh, I'm blanking on the word. Oh, stereotypes. Take every kind of stereotype you can, and there is someone in this movie that plays that stereotype. And it's just one of those things, who the killer is, who's killing, like, very early without them saying. And then they outright show you, like, 2/3 into the movie, who's killing. And I just don't think this should have been a theatrical release. This very much feels like a straight to Netflix, a straight to Hulu. I would actually say straight to Hulu. It's just not good. There's nothing. I mean, The Devil Mask is okay, but there's just nothing in this movie that makes me want to suggest it or even rewatch it or even own it on physical. And y'all know I own everything on physical. But it's just meh at best. I give it a 1 out of 5 cheers. I didn't have a good time. I don't like it. And who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe time will show I'm wrong. But that is how the cookie crumbles. And so the big takeaway is Death of the Unicorn, Woman in the Yard, Hell of a Summer. Check them out on streaming if you want to check them out. Minecraft movie. See it. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I like it. But that's the end of the episode. Wanted to keep it short and sweet, just like me. But if you want to let us know what you thought of these reviews or let us know your own reviews, there's so many ways you can do it. But let me tell you the best ways. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok, A Toast to Film, all one word. Check us out on Twitter at film_toast, or check us out on beautiful YouTube. You can see my face. You can see my really cool Nicole Kidman shirt. And also, you can like and subscribe, and you can leave comments. I read and reply to every comment. So we just appreciate y'all listening, sticking with us. Here's the Yoritos to you, and we just wish you a good night and good viewing.